Go.
Hey there, Broniacs. Welcome to part 2 of our interview. This is Captain Arizona Cat here, aka Katie. And
Hey, my cadets. So we are back with part 2, as Bronson just said. We're here with the Bronz, and yeah, we're getting started again. Hopefully you've seen part 1. You saw our icebreakers and us goofing off like we normally do, but this time we're getting pretty serious. So we're going to be asking a couple of questions with each other. So yeah, when you're ready, we can hop straight into it.
well, for you Broniacs and cadets, as she said, we were spending part 1 of just breaking the ice with you guys and just goofing around. Now we got some serious stuff to attend to. The main reason of this video, of this interview, would you like for me to ask you some questions first?
Sure, go right ahead.
Okay, well, our audiences may know respectively of our differences. You've told me you have some form of dyslexia, right?
Yes, I have a couple of different types. I am auditory dyslexic, I am numeral dyslexic, and I'm also visually dyslexic.
Oh man, that's got to be tough. Like, on my end, that I don't know how I would have gone through childhood trying to overcome everything with that sort of thing. How were you able to pull that off?
Well, luckily I had my grandmother who was also dyslexic, and my Aunt Julie, who's also dyslexic. She has more types than I do. She has about 5 of the 7 different types there are. I got 3. So it's genetic for us, but my grandmother has it. And she had a relative that was a teacher. And back in the 70s, nothing was really known about dyslexia. But her relative knew that blue filter, like blue saran wrap or just a blue overlay, could help the eyes relax and focus on what was embedded. It's like those 3D puzzles that you get. Looking at it and you're looking for that picture. You're focused on it and then it pops out. Well, that's what this blue does for us dyslexics. We lay it on top of what we have and then we're able to read it. So instead of my B's and my D's, like my B's became D's, my D's became B's every time I was reading, I learned how to read with the blue on top. So my B's stayed B's and my D's stayed D's.
Oh man, I'm kind of in the same boat with you on that. Like, there's a small fraction of my family that has dyslexia, maybe some form of dyscalculia, and switching numbers back and forth, that was challenging enough for me, which was why I was never a master of math in high school.
That's my problem too. With the dyscalculia, it's also, in other words, known as numeral dyslexia. That's what I have. So my 3s were always backwards. They look like E's. My 2s and my 5s always flipped. And I had to really be careful with like my 9s and my 4s depending on how they were printed. Because sometimes you had those on your clocks, you have it where it's straight lines. But sometimes if it's straight lines, your 4 or your 9 could be wrong. Or if it's printed, your 6 and your 9s could flip and flop. So I had that kind of problem.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't get over that until middle school.
And you continued to overcome it in high school?
Oh yeah, I found different ways of looking at the numbers by having them read to me individually. And I would have to go by and read them to myself. If I always saw a 6, I would say 9 in my head, but then I would put a 6 on a piece of paper.
Oh.
Because if I would see it, it would flip in my brain, and if I said 9, I would write 6. And I'm still doing that now, even in my early 20s.
I sometimes do that too. Like if I see an actual card that says 9, some people tell me it's 6, and I'm like, what's the difference? Unless it says alphabetically on it what number it is, it shouldn't matter. I mean, it's just a number.
I also did a lot of cards with like the line underneath the 6 and the 9. Like with some cards, you had the 6 underneath the circle to show you that was the 6, and with the 9, it was the line underneath the stem. So the body was up here, and then you had your stem for your 9. And that's how I also learned with my 6s and 9s, like with my Uno cards.
Oh yeah, I was thinking how Uno could be for someone like that. But yet, when I met you in college, you seem to have like mastered it as if it doesn't exist, and you don't let that like control you or something. It's a part of who you are. You're at an age where you accept it.
Yeah, I've got it mastered down that I don't really need even disabled student services. Because I've mastered it so well. I mean, but yeah, there's days where I'm like super stressed out or just a little stressed out and it'll come out. Like I had homework I was doing and I was doing it in late hours because I was so tired. And half of my work was written dyslexic. Like some things were flopped. And my teacher noticed and she's like, "You're dyslexic, I can tell."
Oh, well, at least your teacher said it sympathetically.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of teachers out there that could take advantage of a situation like this and could talk about a student behind their backs like that, and that's just very hurtful. I've seen stories in the news on where that happens very lately. I've seen this kid out in a school somewhere. I can't reveal where it is, but this kid with autism, he was given a most annoying award.
I know, that was so sad. I saw that and it made me cry.
What kind of award is that?
I mean, that's
wrong. Heartbreaking.
It is. And to feel like how heartbreaking that kid must have been. I mean, they can't help it.
They cannot help who they are.
No.
And
you can relate to him because you're autistic.
Exactly. I have a very, very rare form of autism. It's a very thin gray area on the spectrum called PDD-NOS. And what that stands for, my fans and her fans, that's pervasive developmental disorder not otherwise specified. It's a very, very rare form of autism. It's so rare that by today's standards, by today's numbers and all that, it's like it doesn't even exist in the spectrum anymore. Like they threw it away and they closed the case on it. But yet I was diagnosed with that, and I have similarities with a person with Asperger's. People with autism, they learn differently than most people. They communicate differently. They process things differently. They even think differently. I mean, most stuff that anyone can do hands-on, people like me, a lot of us, we like to do things by what a book says. We read stuff and we try to follow the directions. A lot of us don't know what it's like to be instinctive and do stuff. But on the other hand, there are other people with autism that can be hands-on, and they can make a spaceship out of tin foil and vegetable oil.
I know, it's amazing.
They could do anything like that, and I bet you in the next 50 years that there will be someone out there who has a disability but yet becomes president of the United States and changes this country for the best.
Well, you have to think, John F. Kennedy, he had a sister that was in a mental institute because she had a disability. That's why we have so many rights and bills now, because he started it. When he learned out what his fate of his sister was, he's like, that's going to change. I mean, the Kennedys fought.
Very big historical fact right there.
I mean, if the Kennedys had not fought for what they knew was unjust for people with mental issues and disabilities, I don't think we'd be where we are today.
No, we would not, actually. And I don't think it's what could separate us from most people. We should be thinking more about uniting than dividing.
Mm-hmm.
You see it out there every day with, I'm just going to say it, you see it with genders, you see it with religion, you see it with races, and of course, falls into our category, disabilities.
Mm-hmm.
The thing we all have in common is we're human beings. We are all different and unique in our own way. But it's not always such a bad thing. We shouldn't see it as a bad thing.
No.
We should see it as a revolutionary advantage from how, compared to what happened so many years ago, when people were different, a lot of them got treated so harsh that they were either banished from a place or they were just total outcasts because society left them behind because of what they were capable of. But look how they rose up.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we got Martin Luther King Jr.
Mm-hmm.
He made a difference.
He made a huge difference.
That's a very big example.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you have these people out here that you have smart people, and then you have people that don't think they're smart, but they've got skills that could change the world. They just have to apply them to their surroundings. I mean, everyone's special in their own way, but some are just more, how do I put it, more advanced, and some are just not ready to blossom yet into the flower they're meant to be.
And when they're ready to blossom, they will blossom in their own time. But just because they don't blossom at the same time most anyone else can, that doesn't mean they never will.
Absolutely. I mean, you have to take your time. You have to learn how to be yourself, to be comfortable in your own skin. I mean, I wasn't comfortable in my own skin until I really started doing this whole vlog and YouTube channel. Now I have the courage to actually be out there, share what I have experienced. And
thereby, look what you did. You inspired me to be a YouTuber myself, and look at all the feedback I've been getting from
it's great.
And you got a lot of followers out there who admire you as well.
Mm-hmm.
And look, this is the point of our vlog, guys. What we're trying to reach out to you about is, no matter how different you may appear, how you may communicate, or what your background is, your origin, you're a human being, and all you got to do from birth, from scratch, you're going to make it through the ranks. No matter what anyone tells you, people with differences make the difference.
Mm-hmm.
They always say one person can make a difference, but in certain cases, one difference can make a person.
Absolutely.
You ever thought about that?
I know. It's such a powerful saying.
Yeah, right. And I believe it is on that point, guys, where I think we should conclude this interview. And that's pretty much the message we wanted to send out to you guys. I'm glad you got to meet Katie here. Like, it's more than my face behind this camera.
And my face behind this one, too.
And we were sharing what it's like to be different. And we hope that we're giving you guys the same hope we gave each other to share it with you guys.
Yeah.
Share your story with us. If you want to, share your story with us. Befriend us on social media. Drop a comment in one of our videos. Whatever. We will support you.
Yeah, you guys are not alone in this at all.
No.
I mean, everyone's got something different about them, but you're loved all the same.
You are loved all the same. Exactly the same. And we love you guys to death.
Yes,
we
absolutely.
We do. We appreciate your feedback on everything that we post, and we're going to keep doing it. We may even do more videos in the future together at college.
Especially, and Sarah Cosplay will be with us as well, so she may come in and we might all three be on here. So yeah, check out for those videos as well.
I can't wait.
I know, this is going to be a fun fall semester, that's for sure.
That's right. Stay tuned, guys. Both Broniacs and Katdets. We're not going to let y'all down.
No.
Just
we're going to be around.
And once again, follow Captain Arizona Cat with a K.
And follow Bronson at Bronze Over Brains.
That's right. And we're going to be here for you guys. We love you to death. Subscribe to both our channels. Drop a comment down below. Leave a like. And I'll do it for both of our channels. Stay brawny. Stay brawny.
Love you guys.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.